In the city of Paris, there was a brilliant scientist creating a special love potion for any cases he might need in the case of dangerous animal attacks. He added a little teaspoon of sugar for it, but then he thought, what could 4 cups do? But this might be a little bit of a mistake. The next day, he went to get a drink for his wife, but in the kitchen, he mistook a potion for the drink he was going to give to his wife that he had left. The next day, he presented the drink he thought was pink lemonade to his wife, but when she took it from him, she gave it a nice, juicy sip. Then suddenly, something had started to change about her. She might have fallen more in love with him, but instead, her eyes turned pink. The nails on her fingers turned pink and started to grow. Then she ended up falming saliva from the mouth that was also pink. Also developing hard blushing cheeks, she lunged for her husband and started giving him more than just kisses but also licks on his skin. The man pushed her off him, but no matter what he did, the woman of his wife still kept falling madly in love with him. She was so thirsty for his skin, and the man felt his wife was too extreme that he just ran out of the door. The man ran and ran through the streets of Paris as the woman chased him. Then she came across a woman and her daughter. She took a look at her and decided she could use a little help, and she gave her one infection. For her little daughter, who had took a look at her mother's hand, she ended up injecting her with her nails, which you might think has ended up with her becoming the same. But as the 2 women ran off to find that man, the little girl suddenly had an urge to use the bathroom. Meanwhile, the man kept running and running and running to get away from the woman, but then he turns around and sees that she has another one by her side. The mother's young daughter couldn't find the bathroom, so she felt she had to just pick a bottle up from the trash and urinate in it in the bushes. But then something strange is that her urine was pink. Then she hears the sound of her mother's hiss and growl. Both women were on the man, harassing and piling up on him and giving him many smooches and kisses. And then, suddenly, his wife started to tear off with strength his coat and had many sticky pink saliva on it. And then she started to drool and chew on it as if like a dog or feral person. Covered in pink saliva and smooch marks, the man got up with his bare skin and began running again. But the lovesick woman would not give up on the man. He started running again and again, and as the women chased him, his wife came upon an elderly lady that she bumped into, and for that she ended up injecting her with her nails, but that didn't do the effect on her, as she was elderly, and instead she only began to barf pink vomit. Meanwhile, the love-zombified woman began searching around until she came across another man who she figured was single and chased after him with a lustful gaze. The science man, feeling like he lost them, tried to think of an antidote, but then he saw his wife kissing and licking on another man and started pulling on his hair until she ended up ripping it off with full strength. The man looked around anxiously for a cure and how to stop his wife, and then he saw it. It was a bucket near a dock with water, and this was very workable because he scooped it up and then splashed it in his wife and accidentally on the man as well. And with all that water on her, she was then cured, and her thirst was satisfied in her body, and she had no longer pink parts on her. The science man had known the cure all along, as it was just water, and that's what he needed to find. in order to satisfy the thirst of the lover. He then ran with another bucket to find the other woman that had been infected by her, and soon he came across a more obese-looking woman that had saliva on her face, but he didn't panic as he knew that this was not the woman that could get infected. Asking if she's seen a woman with the pink stuff on her, she pointed in the direction to the woman that tried to turn her into her. There she saw the woman who was licking another man, and so he cured her with the water and stopped her, hoping that that woman was okay, and her little daughter came running and looking for her, and the two had reunited happily. The scientist saw what the little girl was holding in her hand of what was pink liquid, and he asked her what was it that she was holding, and she answered that it was urine. The man had never thought that such a potion he made could have an effect on other females that were certain and not on the weak and defenseless. The man had told his wife all that happened and apologized for his mistaken love potion drink that had gone haywire. She says that it was okay and that it was just a tiny mistake, and they kissed